Let's now shift focus to our top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi came out all guns blazing when he said India exposed Pakistan's nuclear bogey and India responded to Pakistan terror, which he insisted was not happening earlier. Okay, Pakistan hasn't reacted, but there was a reaction from PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti, who said if India talks about having nukes which haven't been kept for Diwali, Pakistan's nukes are not for Eid either. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hit out at Pakistan's nuclear weapons bogey at an election rally in Barmer in Rajasthan, saying India's nuclear weapons were not for Diwali.
भारत ने पाकिस्तान की धमकी से डरने की नीति को छोड़ दिया। ये ठीक किया ना मैंने? वरना आए दिन हमारे पास न्यूक्लियर बटन है, यही कहते थे। हमारे अखबार वाले भी लिखते थे पाकिस्तान के पास भी न्यूक्लियर है। तो हमारे पास क्या है भाई? ये दिवाली के लिए रखा है क्या?
The Prime Minister for the first time spoke about a change in India's policy of not reacting to Pakistan's state-sponsored terror because of Pakistan's threats of using nuclear weapons.
अमेरिका ना उच्च एक व्यक्ति है एक निवेदन કર્યું કે મોદીએ બીજા દિવસે એક સાથે 12 મિસાઇલો આ સારું થયું કે પાકિસ્તાને પાયલોટને પાછો મોકલવાની જાહેરાત કરી દીધી નહીં તો એ રાત કતલની રાત હતી.
Pakistan has repeatedly been threatening India with the use of its nuclear weapons.
You think this 200 million people, a nuclear power, will sit idle? You are asking for retaliation. You are escalating the conflict beyond repair. Don't do that. Never do that.
अगर किसी ने पाकिस्तान की तरफ मैली आंख से देखा तो वो आंखें निकाल दी जाएंगी और ना फिर घास उगेगी, ना चिड़ियां चहकेंगी, ना मंदिरों में घंटियां बजेंगी.
The BJP has been trying to put the Congress on the back foot for not responding to Pakistani terror despite 26/11, the worst terror attacks on Indian soil in Mumbai.
Narendra Modi ji's statement is exactly what India's policy is now, that we do not take cognizance of hollow threats from Pakistan such as we are a nuclear state, we will push the nuclear button. That's not the issue for us.
आपके और पाकिस्तान के रिश्ते तो हमें तभी समझ आ गए जब इमरान खान ने कहा कि नरेंद्र मोदी को दोबारा देश का प्रधानमंत्री बन जाना चाहिए.
In Jammu and Kashmir, the PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti stirred a hornet's nest by saying that the Pakistani nuclear weapons were also not kept for Eid.
वहाँ भी जो पाकिस्तान के पास होंगे वो भी ईद के लिए ही रखे होंगे. ये हिसाब बराबर होता है. बालाकोट किया, उन्होंने वापसी का हमला किया, ये तो चलता रहता है आपस में.
The jury is still out whether the Prime Minister should have spoken about India's nuclear arsenal at an election rally and its possible impact worldwide. Bureau Report, India Today. Is there merit in Mehbooba Mufti saying that Prime Minister Narendra Modi stooped to a new low by dragging in nukes in an election rally? Or does the Prime Minister have reason to take credit for calling Pakistan's nuclear bluff? Joining me on the broadcast, Brahma Chilani, one of the best voices on national security and strategy. R.P. Singh represents the BJP. Gaurav Vallabh represents the Congress on the broadcast. But Professor Chilani, I want to start with you. You heard Mehbooba Mufti. She says if Indian nukes are not for Diwali, Pakistani nukes are not for Eid. Does the Prime Minister have reason to take credit for exposing Pakistan's nuclear bluff and that strike at Balakot?
When India struck at Balakot on February 26th, the Indian Air Force delivered a chilling message to Pakistan. It virtually called Pakistan's nuclear bluff and sent the message that if India can hit Balakot in Pakistan's heartland with impunity, without the Indian jets being challenged or being intercepted, India could also hit Rawalpindi and Islamabad if it wished. So it was a very chilling message. And what the Prime Minister of India has said is essentially to convert that message into grassroots idiom. This is election time, and the Prime Minister is trying to electorally milk the Balakot success. We shouldn't be surprised because at election time, leaders do that. But whatever he has said is in keeping with the chilling message the Indian Air Force delivered to Pakistan.
Gaurav Vallabh, it's a chilling message that India has delivered to Pakistan, perhaps a message that could have been delivered to Pakistan even post 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. Sadly, we didn't then, we did it now. So why can't the Prime Minister take credit for that, even if he says we've exposed Pakistan's nuclear bogey, which wasn't done earlier?
My question to you, Gaurav, that is this nuclear power is post 2014 or we were having before 2014? Answer is that we were having post 1998. Why Prime Minister had not spoken anything post Gurdaspur, post Jammu, post I can say Pathankot? At that time Prime Minister was saying that please call ISI so that they can examine what happened in Pathankot. At that time he was not speaking on bombs or nukes. He was talking that call ISI, and the first time ISI entered into India, at that time he was not speaking. And today, unfortunately, Gaurav, the Prime Minister of India is speaking the manner the Pakistan dictators are speaking. Like the video which you had shown about Nawaz Sharif, is there any comparison of India and Pakistan in any manner? If we are comparing ourselves with Pakistan, we are just giving advantage to Pakistan.
The Prime Minister's language after Pulwama,
5 minutes,
very different from the Prime Minister's language. Gaurav Vallabh, you've made your point. You've made your point. Let me get RP Singh to respond to that. The Prime Minister's language post Pulwama, very different from the Prime Minister's language post the Gurdaspur terror attack, the Pathankot terror attack, and the Nagrota terror attack, sir.
First, let me thank Mr. Vallabh for what he said, and this will go on record, and I'm telling on record this will be used by our system for what you said right now. I'm shocked. What are you saying? That Prime Minister is speaking the language of a dictator when he is just warning Pakistan, and then we have called the bluff of Pakistan when we attacked, when we did act on Balakot, or when we did earlier strike, surgical strike, and Pakistan always used to say and dare India by saying we'll do the nuclear strike, if you attack on us. We called that bluff, and then we attacked them in their heartland, reaching the interior of the Pakistan. So, Mr. Vallabh, the fact is that 26/11 you had opportunity to do so. Then Air Chief reached out to you and made a request. You denied him that request, and Sampur Dutta is on record saying that we don't want to pursue this policy. This policy is wrong. We should be always.
I'll get Gaurav Vallabh to respond to that, but before that,
with Pakistan, we should have our tails inside when we talk to Pakistan.
Let me bring in Brahma Chilani once again.
That's the policy of the Congress.
Okay, Brahma Chilani, gentlemen, one by one. Let's have a conversation. Brahma Chilani, could the Prime Minister have avoided bringing in nukes? Because a conversation about nukes, will this spook the world community? Because many say that this is the language that perhaps somebody like a Parvez Musharraf would speak when he said, you'd recall, that Pakistani nukes are not for Shab-e Barat. So could this have been avoided? Does this affect our position in the world as a responsible nuclear weapons state?
Well, what happened on February 26th was a watershed. It was a threshold-reaching airstrike. And India cannot return to its old failed policy of strategic restraint. We are now in a new era. India has delivered an unnerving message to the Pakistani generals, who are the terror masters. And what the Prime Minister is seeking to do is to politically exploit the airstrike that Indian Air Force carried out. Now, whether he should have used an election rally to make that point is a different question. But the point is that India definitely has entered a new era. The era of strategic restraint is over. An era in which India will respond to Pakistani scripted terror strikes, that's the new era.
It's a new era,
and it's a very strong message.
It's a strong message, you say, and that's the point I want to bring to you, Gaurav Vallabh. We've had a terror attack in our country even in the past. We had 26/11. Many say it's the worst terror attack that any country faced post 9/11. And we did not respond. Did that embolden Pakistan to hit us again and again and again? And perhaps even after this Balakot airstrike, terror may not stop, but there will be costs for Pakistan. So why can't the Prime Minister talk about it when, as our experts says it's a paradigm shift, it's a game changer, the manner in which India has responded to Pakistan's state terror?
Gaurav, I just want to ask Honorable Prime Minister, who is acting like a B-grade hero, a movie of a B-grade hero. See, I am just asking him that post Pulwama, when you were doing a shooting in Jim Corbett Park, why at that time you had not spoken B also a bomb? At that time you were silent. Is that a new era which India is seeing? And again you refer 26/11. I just want to tell you that which was the greatest attack on the soul of our country? It was the attack on Parliament. Who was the Prime Minister? Vajpayee ji. When Jammu Kashmir Assembly was attacked, who was the Prime Minister? Vajpayee ji. What they were doing? And I am giving you the answer that after 26/11 we had a policy, because sometimes silence is also an answer, and that answer is reflected in the data.
Rao used to say
after post
26/11
the ceasefire
violation, did that stop terror?
the number of people. I'm asking, I'm giving you.
Is there a change in the government's response? Is there a change in the government's stance on no first use?
10 seconds, Gaurav.
No first use has been India's policy.
Gaurav, 10 seconds. Gaurav, 10 seconds.
See, there is a shift. Gaurav, there is a shift in India's policy.
Can you give me?
And I will come back to you, sir.
If there is a change in this policy, why there is a ceasefire violation increased by 550%? My question is very simple.
RP Singh, the floor is yours if you want to respond, because I request all my guests, brevity has to be their forte. RP Singh.
500 plus Jawans who lost their life saving the motherland. Why there is a 300 civilians killed? I am asking the answer to these questions.
Okay, RP Singh, if you want to respond to that.
Answer was given by a young lad today in Digvijay Singh rally today itself. Sir, the narrative has changed, India has matured, and we are prepared to discuss our strategic policy and against Pakistan, and our foreign policy also with the people today.
Yeah, we have seen the narrative.
In fact, I had put this question to the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath when I interviewed him a couple of days ago. Gentlemen, tutu meme is of no consequence. I don't want a tutu meme. This is not a channel where we encourage tutu meme. We want you to make sense and not noise. But let's listen in to Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. I spoke to him very specifically. I asked him whether Balakot was something that they intend to harness for votes in elections, and he said it's a big thing that the BJP did and they will take it to the people. Let's listen in. विपक्ष ये भी आप पर आरोप लगा रहा है आपकी पार्टी पर कि आप लोग विकास की बात तो करते हैं, लेकिन चुनाव के समय आप बालाकोट जैसे मुद्दे या कश्मीर या पुलवामा के नाम पर प्रधानमंत्री वोट मांगते हैं, तो ये दिखाता है कि वो भय का वातावरण क्रिएट करके वो वोट चाहते हैं।
ये मुझे उन लोगों की बुद्धि पर तरस आती है जो पुलवामा और बालाकोट की घटना को भारत के अंदर भय के माहौल बनाने की बात करते हैं। पुलवामा की घटना पर भारत सरकार ने जो प्रतिक्रिया दी थी, प्रधानमंत्री जी का बयान आया था कि हमारे जवानों का बलिदान व्यर्थ नहीं जाएगा, और उसके बाद 72 घंटे के अंदर सभी आतंकी मारे जाने की घटना सामने आना, 10वें दिन बालाकोट के अंदर एयर स्ट्राइक के माध्यम से आतंकी कैंपों का नष्ट होना, ये भारत के सैनिकों के शौर्य और पराक्रम की एक बहुत उज्जवल परंपरा को आगे बढ़ाती है। लेकिन कांग्रेस ने, समाजवादी पार्टी ने, बहुजन समाजवादी पार्टी, तमाम अन्य दलों ने इस पर प्रश्न खड़े किए थे। तो स्वाभाविक रूप से भारत के सैनिकों के शौर्य और पराक्रम पर गौरव करने की बजाय प्रश्न चिन्ह खड़ा करना ये पाकिस्तान की भाषा बोलने जैसी बात थी। और इसीलिए इन मुद्दों को जनता के सामने भी रखना ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी आवश्यक समझती है। और इसीलिए हम लोगों ने इस बात को कहा कि भारत के सैनिकों पर पूरा देश गर्व की अनुभूति करता है, लेकिन विपक्ष ऐसा है कि ये देश के सैनिकों से सबूत मांगते हैं।
Brahma Chilani, last word to you on the broadcast. Does the Prime Minister saying हमारे nukes क्या दिवाली के लिए है? Does this signal any change in India's policy? Does the world have any reason to be concerned as some claim?
I don't think it should raise any concern in the world, but it's important to remember that nukes are only for deterrence. Pakistan is a much smaller nation geographically and demographically. It has no capacity to wage nuclear war with India. If Pakistan were to carry out a nuclear first strike against India, it will be signing its death warrant, because India will retaliate in a massive manner and there will be no Pakistan left. So Pakistan's leaders, which are the military generals, who are the decision makers there, know this reality very well. They will use nuclear weapons to blackmail India.
Yes. And that bluff has been called.
They only use.
That bluff has been called.
No other military utility.
Absolutely.
At the source
Absolutely.
of
Call now.
I will let that be the last word on the show. I will let that be the last word on the show. To all my guests, many thanks for joining me. So far, every time Pakistan would strike us with impunity through terror, we could not respond. India could not respond because people said, Pakistan has nuclear weapons. There will be escalation. We cannot afford a nuclear war. But India has shown Pakistan through the surgical strike and through the Balakot airstrikes that there can be a response. Incidentally, Kargil war was also a response under that nuclear umbrella. So Pakistan's nuclear bluff has been called. That's all I have time for on the show this evening. Many thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.